Successful relationships. Might want to close this door. Successful relationships. Think about that. A lot of people get on here, they act like it's the hardest thing to do is, why do men do this? Why do women do this? When people say things like that, when people try to indirect blame people, it shows that whatever your ideology, whatever your belief, what you think a man or a woman is supposed to do, you still immature. Because you haven't grew up to realize and learn that it ain't one person that do anything, rather if it's good or bad. You see what I'm saying? Rather if it's good or bad, it's not one person in a relationship that's supposed to do one thing. Now, y'all can have it set up where, she like to do the curtains and she like to go wash the car. My girl like to wash the car, right? I'm not a car washer. I take my shit through the wash, through the little automatic thing or whatever and get it done. I'm not really the type of person. I will, but I don't like doing it. She loves washing the car. So when she do that, it ain't because she's supposed to do it. It's because that's what she like to do. So in any relationship that you are in, to make it successful, it begins on what that person likes. You can't make somebody like what you like. You know what I'm saying? The thing you have to do, you got to come to agreement. Hey, welcome in, everyone. Welcome in. Hit that, tap that button. Give me some of that love. Because all I'm doing is preaching love today. That's what I'm doing. I'm preaching love today. I got a solution on how to have a successful relationship. Because a lot of us out here, we'll point the finger. Well, why do they do this? Why the man do this? Why the woman do this? We pointing the finger instead of looking at the solution right in your face. What does that person like? You can't tell me every woman or every man in the world love material things. Some people just like a foot rub. You know how good it feels when you can come home and somebody rub your foot? You've been standing on your feet and you've been having foot problems and stuff like that. And somebody come in and just rub your feet. That is a nice gesture. Hey, welcome in, Eddie. Welcome in, everybody. How you doing? Who is that? Tasha. How you doing? Welcome in. Can you get that little like button? Hit that little like button for a brother to get some love. Can I get a little love? Because I'm preaching the good stuff today. I got the good stuff going today, but a successful relationship. A lot of people don't know how to have one. They say, I've been in a relationship, for 20 some years, right? For 20 some years, I've been in a relationship. And I'm not saying that everything in the world is perfect. No, never saying that. What I'm saying is what was perfect was sticking together to make it right, to make it good. And I ain't talking about bad times. I'm talking about just living life, making sure that you ain't got to pay a bill, you know what I'm saying? Or you ain't got to go and sacrifice your time or whatever to try to make time for this. You know what I'm saying? That's what you do. If somebody got 10%, you got to bring the whole 90. And vice versa, when a motherfucker got that, and when that other person got the 10% or 30%, you got to bring that whole motherfucking 70. You understand what I'm saying? That's what make 100. If both of y'all motherfuckers could be 100 at each other at the same time, y'all got 200. Everybody talking about 50-50. I don't never get that. Show me 100 of you and show me the 100 of me. You know what I'm saying? We put that together, we got 200. And that's how you grow. That's how you have a successful relationship. Period, point blank. Ain't no other way. Even if your 100 is a 30. Even if your 100 is 40. You still got to bring that 100% of that 40 so I can bring that little motherfucking, you know what I'm saying? I'm just saying, you know what I mean? You got 40, I got 60. We gonna make that 100. But we both brought 100 to the table to make sure that that's what came to that. So that's what makes a successful relationship, and not just in, you know, in the bad relationships. I'm talking about with friendships, business ships, all that. It applies to every relationship that you get into. And that's when you get to this point of being 50 years old, you know what I'm saying? You be like, you know what? I don't even have time to argue. Everything I want it to be able to make sense. So you don't have time, and somebody that don't make sense, you don't even deal with. You know what I'm saying? So you let that person catch up whenever they need to catch up to where you at. You can't keep reaching back to people. You know what I'm saying? When you running like that and reaching back trying to get a baton, that's when you done. That's when you over with your race. If you steady trying to go forward, you know what I'm saying? You got more race to go. Quit reaching for your baton back here so you can pull somebody back up. You can't pull nobody up because you know what? They not as running as fast as you. They just want to lift. And that's how you got to know the difference between people who you invest your time into to make a relationship. Everybody don't get your relationship. Everybody don't get your friendship. Just because they smile and got a little a nice little car, they hair done or some shit, even got a store. Everybody don't get your friendship. Some people out here, you don't need that energy. And I'm telling you, some people, you know, they might look good on it, but man, on the inside, you can smell their soul. You ever walk past a person and smelt their soul and it stank? You got a stinky soul. You know what I'm saying? Your soul stank. You know, you ever walk past it? Ooh, man. You get that like that heebie-jeebie feel? Ooh, man, there's something wrong with that. Look fine, but something is not right with it. You know what I'm saying? Rather man or female, you know what I'm saying? You know, male or female, you know. You just know those type of things. And sometimes we so nice and generous, we like to give people chances. That's our problem as humans, you know what I'm saying? We give people a chance, the benefit of the doubt. Well, I don't know why we got so gullible, but we had got to a point of just being gullible and just trying to, you know, be the mothers and the fathers of the earth and allow a lot of people to bring in their stupidity. Well, that's what I'm telling you. You got to learn how to stop the stupidity from coming in so you can make great relationships. When you got a lot of negativity, people that don't want to see you with nothing, see themselves with nothing, and you bringing them around people that want something like you want something, it brings the energy down towards you. So you got to distance yourself from people like that. And ain't nothing wrong with it. Could be, we all family, we got to stick together. No, we don't. Everybody ain't the same. That's why y'all keep grouping people up into something. You know what? When they in a classroom of 30, right? You put kids in a classroom of 30 people. That's 30 different personalities that y'all trying to act the same way. And if they don't do it accordingly, you gonna knock off a couple of grades and stuff like that because they supposed to act like little clones. Really? And you think your kids gonna get their self-esteem built up from somebody else's mindset of being a certain type of way that doesn't make sense? You go 13 years through school and you don't know shit. You can't even fill out no tax papers. But you got a diploma from these people that told you, oh, you can go out and get a job now. You can come work for me. Relationships. You got to see the people that don't have good intentions for the relationship. So therefore, if you know a relationship like that with school, why you put your kids in that school? It ain't just about having a relationship laying in the bed. It's the relationship with everybody. If you know something going on and is wrong or something like that, why you put your kids in school? You know they got these topics out here saying what they doing to the kids and what they trying to pass in laws and stuff. Why you got your kids going to these schools like that? Why don't you have a relationship with your kids to feel enough where, you know what, they need to get an adequate education and not all this other bull stuff that's going on inside. Let me take time out. Let me find a way where I can earn some money to pay my bills, where I'm not spending so much time at boss's house, clean up boss's bathrooms, make sure boss business is right. Why can't I teach my kids? Why is that a point where none of these people feel like they should teach their kids? They allow their enemies or somebody who don't want to see you progress in life, in a relationship on earth, don't want to see you progress in life. by the laws and things, limitations that they have set, redlining for you to not be able to progress, why you let your kids go to their school? And then y'all talking about, that's my friend, that's my boss. He a good white. Relationships. That's all I'm talking about. Relationships. We got relationships with people on this earth that we don't sleep in the same house and nothing like that. Don't even walk past, but it's some type of relationship that we have to live with each other on this earth, some type, even though they didn't come from us, even though we didn't come from them. But somehow we have to keep a relationship, some type of, even though their relationship with us been so savage, so barbaric. But we fail to see, the barbaricness. We thinking that God sent this. This was God's will. Woo-wee, boy. Then you want to blame the black man or the black woman for saying, what they say. You know what I'm saying? When they talk against why the situation we in, the situation we are. Why they side with the people who actually, showing and telling the truth. Well, they get rich from doing this and doing that and this and that. And hey, you can get rich too if you want to do it. It's the people now telling you can get rich now if you want. You want some slaves? Oh, you can do it too now. You can do it too now. And they made the law where you can have your own slave now, so there ain't no complaints. That's pretty much what they saying. That's pretty much what they saying. That's why they don't want to give you reparations. Because they saying you could do the same thing that the white people did to get rich in this country. But you just can't get caught doing it. That's what they saying. So, but now, because now they notice that y'all doing it, they got some stuff called sex trafficking laws. You know what I mean? Sex trafficking. You just had a girlfriend and you went over, so sent the plane ticket for her to come over here. And now, you didn't sex traffic because you sent the plane ticket for her and y'all didn't have sex in another different state, and it's sex trafficking. So the same thing that they was doing to us, transporting us, doing that sex trafficking stuff. So you can do it now legally, not legally, but in America because you got your legal rights. But if you get caught, that come the problem, because it's illegal. Ain't America great? That's it. Make America great again. Shit, it's been great. It's been great. I ain't never had a problem with America. They ain't never gave me shit. They never gave me civil rights. So what the fuck am I expecting from them? I ain't expecting a goddamn thing from a motherfucker who don't like me. They don't want to see me with their daughters. They definitely don't want to see me with their wife. You know what I'm saying? So, why the hell? Why I'm going to pretend that the relationship is so perfect? It ain't perfect in America. It'll never be perfect because these people already got their mindset of what they have done in history. And they keep teaching your kids that same bullshit. Yeah, we took over. We did this. We made them do this. Yes, we conquered. Yeah, we just like the rhesus monkeys we come from. We colonizers. So why are y'all surprised? So if you want a perfect relationship in America with people like that, man, just leave them the fuck alone. Give them what they want. Give them what they make happy. The fuck alone. Leave them the fuck alone. Let them do what the fuck they do. It was a famous quote in the movie The Mac. And he said, what I'm trying to do is make he's trying to make things better in America, but without white America. Right? We're trying to make things better within America, but without white America. That's the same shit white people want. Leave us alone. We don't want no black people. That's why the suburban areas got started in the first place. We don't want y'all out here, so we're going to start our own municipalities outside of the city of St. Louis, outside of the city of Los Angeles County. You see what I'm saying? That's how that shit got on. That's how the motherfuckers all in the hills and all these hills and shit. Then with people that was trying to get away from the urban life because what they have done, they want to go high. They want to hide their little wealth. They want to hide what they smuggling and doing, you know what I'm saying? They little bit, hide them up in the hills. You know they live in the mountains. They come from the mountains, so you motherfucker going, they want to climb in the rocks. They want to hang from cliffs and shit and wonder why when mudslides happen, the ignorance, right? So you let them people live their life. Let them do what they do. And when they slide their ass down the hills, don't worry about it. When they have their houses burnt up and shit right there from a brush fire, do not worry about it. Because you want to know why? That's the shit that they chose to do. So what the fuck are you worried about it for? Let them people live their motherfucking life, man. You don't have to worry about that shit. Do the same shit. If that's what you want to do, go get the motherfucking house up there too. And the shit happened, nobody should be worried about your ass either. Because that's what you wanted to do. That's a happy relationship. That's how when you walk past a motherfucker, you can smile because you're already happy. You ain't got to worry about a motherfucker clutching their purse like, oh, there goes some niggers. They're going to rob me. No, you walk with a smile on your face. And even if they do that shit, say, you laugh in their face, say, you really fucked up, ain't you? Your mindset is fucked up. I'm on a very happy day. Sorry, your purse is not something that I need. And keep on walking. Live your life, man. Don't worry about none of this shit. Because a lot of these motherfuckers ain't shit in a relationship. They ain't got nothing to do with your relationships. Nothing. You make your relationship better every day. You go out there and put a smile on your motherfucking face. You don't need a smile on your face from somebody else. Why y'all looking for somebody else to make y'all happy? Be grateful, goddamn it, for the shit that you got, nigga. Like I said, sometimes, nigga, you gotta be thankful and grateful that you ain't gay. You gotta be thankful and grateful that you ain't having HIV. You gotta be thankful and grateful that you ain't a motherfucker that burn up in the sun every time you go outside. Think about that. You got motherfuckers walking around like vampires. Because they can't be out in the sun. And they skin start bubbling up and shit like a damn vampire. Be happy for that shit. No, that is a good thing. The motherfucker ain't got to wear sunscreen every time he go outside. I done seen enough vampire movies. I know what the fuck going on. You know what I'm saying? Be happy for that shit. Be proud that you ain't got to, you know what I'm saying, catch cancer because the sun hates your skin so much. You know what I'm saying? Be happy that you ain't got dog straight hair, right? Where lights live in their hair and crawl around. Man, you go to school and you be that little black kid walking up in the line of for the lights because somebody in the classroom got lights and they got to check for lights. They like, you go sit down. Well, why you ain't gonna check my hair? Y'all racist or something? No, we ain't racist. Y'all just don't get it in y'all. Y'all just don't get bugs crawling through y'all head like we do. And you got to be happy for that shit. My son didn't realize that one time he had, he went to, predominantly dead straight hair school, right? It was dead straight hair. There's nothing but dead. They just dead. When they die, fly off and freak off like you break. You know how I do. You know what I'm saying? They get all them people pubic hairs. You ain't been around them, and then it floated into your pubic hair somewhere, and you then went into a public bathroom and got a long string. Your girl like, who you been with? That's how that dead straight hair. So it's literally dead, no life to it. That's why I can't even keep a hold or freight. You know what I'm saying? You put that shit, they gotta have pins and motherfucking all type of props and shit to hold that shit up in a spot like this. Something like this, they gotta have a sponge to do this to their hair. They cannot do this to their hair. If it is, it be all lopsided, it ain't even. You see how I got a nice circumference of going around my shit? You see, they can't do that. They gotta have a sponge and wrap that shit around because it's dead. So when you gotta be happy to know that you ain't got dead straight hair. Your hair is like a vine and it twirls around. It's alive. It's just growing and growing and growing, ripping. Be happy. Be happy you got curly hair. They call it nappy, but this is curly hair. They pay people $60 $100 to get their hair to go to the gala. You know what I'm saying? They spend all that money on the gala just to get their hair to do this, and all I had to do was just do like this. Bink. You look at that, I ain't got no feelings or nothing, no sponges or nothing. So be happy that you don't got no dead straight hair. Be happy that you ain't got AIDS. Be happy that you ain't got cancer in the balls. Be happy that you ain't got cancer in your ovaries or your titties. Be happy, because other people out here have to deal with that. They got to deal with that. And then they're going to deal with it in a way where they're going to allow other people to turn them into taking the wrong stuff to not get healed. You know what I'm saying? And that's a relationship with a doctor. When you having these relationships, my whole thing today is about relationship. You got to be able to talk to your doctor like that's your partner, your friend. You got to want to get down to the nitty gritty, the science of things. You ain't just going to tell me take some medicine and that's what is going to help. How is this medicine help? What is going on with me? When we break it down in 800 bits of frames of seeing what's going on, is it a parasite? Is it some type of tumor? Or, you know what I'm saying? Is this tumor having eggs inside to make it a parasite? Because y'all call it cancer. And I got ways that I can do things where I don't need a chemotherapy because my body comes from, you know what I'm saying, where it's supposed to come from, right? And I've been around here for millions of years, and I didn't need chemotherapy till these motherfuckers started walking on 2 feet. When they lost the fur on their back and shit, now they want to be doctors and shit and telling you who've been around here billions of years, walking around, got all the answers to this shit in your DNA and knowing it just happening, just knowing, creating life, what God do, create life with all these things, knowing that you could do it, and they want to prohibit you to their ignorance, to their stupidity, their dumb downness. Wow. It's amazing. So you got to have a relationship with your doctors. Your doctor, you better be able to talk to and tell them, hey, look, check this out. I got some holistic stuff that I'm trying right here, that medicine stuff like that. If, if this holistic stuff ain't working, whatever, I would like to, probably, look into it a little bit more. But right now, I'm going the herbal way of doing things. I'm not going the pharmacy way of all chemicals. My body is a plant. I'm a earth-based plant. Why would I put bleach and ammonia and radiation into my body thinking that it's going to heal? When you know you can't even do that with a plant and that you're trying to nurse for flowers or try to nurse for food. You can't do that, and you're going to do your body like that? Instead of taking the holistic things, the herbs and stuff that you can put in there into your body to eject what your body has naturally done, catch all that bad stuff and put it in a trash bag. And now what your body is telling you is to dump this trash. And all you have to do is use certain herbs, certain oils. You want to say what's the cure to cancer? I done gave it to you right. I put it right in front of you. I just put it right in front of you. Right along with detoxing. I just put it right in front of you. But they'll tell you chemotherapy. They'll tell you chemotherapy. You got a lump in your chest. You got a lump in your chest with them parasites running around in there. You got a lump in your chest. And they tell you they need to cut on you, give you radiation, doing all this other stuff. Instead of telling you, but they telling you that. A relationship. See, they ain't telling you that the cancer, they telling you like it's some type of poison and a tumor and all this, but they ain't telling you that it's a parasites. It's parasites in there. And once you cut it or once you do the biopsy on it, it releases eggs of them parasites and it starts spreading and getting bigger. Soon as they injected, now when it was small, you could have just went and did this and it went away way faster. But now you did a biopsy. Now it's then spreading and getting big because now the parasites got somewhere to eat from because it was locked up in the trash bag. But now the parasites eating all that sugar. You know what parasites do? They like sugar. So all that sweet stuff that you eating that you can't let go, all that bread, they got that sweet, you know, sugar, all that stuff in the cakes and cookies. And oh man, the knot just getting bigger and bigger. So now you scared, you don't know what to do because it's just dumping the trash. This is just dumping the trash. But you don't know how to dump your trash. So you go to the people that you say you got a relationship with as a doctor, as your physician, your primary physician. You know what I'm saying? Primary doctor. This is who you say that you got a relationship with. And the first thing they tell you, we got to cut on you. We got to do some chemotherapy. They don't tell you to do this. If y'all know about this, man, give me some taps. If you know about this, how this, give me some taps if y'all know about it. Because if y'all don't, man, I understand. Because y'all learning right now, and it's okay. But research this if you're talking about a lump in your chest, a lump in your balls, anywhere. You know what I'm saying? You know, this is what this is. They'll tell you chemotherapy. They don't tell you about detoxing. They don't tell you about cancer that they call, these things that they call in cancer ain't nothing but parasites. So you got to kill the parasites. They telling you stage 4 cancer. How people pop back out of after stage 4 cancer and didn't have chemotherapy or nothing else. I'm giving y'all the game right here. Y'all mamas and daddies and aunties and stuff going through this, man. Hey, look. Get you a hook up with one of them brothers over there in Egypt or Africa somewhere where they got that good black seed oil, man. It's external and internal. You know what I'm saying? I'm telling you. Why y'all here, man? Look, it's just. I don't want to say too much because, you know, they be trying to ban people, try to cut people's stuff off. I'm just talking about relationships today. And that part of the relationship thing that I was talking about is your doctor. You got to trust your doctor. You got to be friends with your doctor. You got to be able to talk to your doctor like, you know what I'm saying, one-on-one because it's a confidential thing. And you got to let them know what you know. Now, when I'm telling you from experience, that's what I did to my doctor. And I took control of everything. And my doctor called me one day and was like, wow, Mr. Berry, all your readings are great. You don't have, ain't no signs of diabetes. Ain't no sign of high blood pressure. You know what I'm saying? This is good. This is good. Blah, 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 blah. And what was low or whatever, calcium and vitamin D, because, you know, we was going through the pandemic and stuff like that or whatever. But to know that, you know, when your doctor called you telling you how wonderful that the knowledge that I told her about how to heal yourself, how to use certain things to detox and lose weight. Because I lost weight, she gained weight. Now, I don't mind no little thick ass Asian. I like them thick. But I'm just telling you. She was like, Mr. Berry, you the only person I know to say that use that stuff and they actually work on. I said, because you got to stay consistent. You got to really do the regimen. You got to go to them points. You got to stop eating flesh. See, a lot of y'all ain't willing to let go flesh. You know what I'm saying? I'm still fighting. I eat certain fish. Certain fish. I don't eat no shellfish, but I eat certain fish. You know, and I want to get rid of that. You know what I'm saying? And I know for sure I will be down much, much more. This shirt, you know, is loosely fit on me. I have lost weight. And a lot of people have been telling me, like, man, you lost weight. Like, man. And that's good. Because, I mean, I want to lose weight. I want to stay at a certain size. I don't want to get big no more. I want to be able to utilize this body I have, man. And by people lying to us, telling us lies and fables and stuff, we'll never know how to heal ourselves. We'll go to somebody that we think we're in a relationship with, and they won't tell us the right stuff. So, people, I ain't selling that on TikTok or none of that. I'm just letting you know that's something that we need to really get into for us, our black women who have lumps in their chest. They say they got a lump in their chest or something like that. Instead of go get that biopsy, go get you some of this. Don't let them let it spread and get big and turn into what they would call cancer. And all it is parasites. Don't let them do that to you. You know what I'm saying? Some people might listen to me. Some people might not, you know. But The truth is, man, we all out here experiencing this thing that we call life. And majority of the time, man, we fall victim because they put something on TV for advertising. You know what I'm saying? They're not giving you the 100% truth of how to become successful. They don't give you 100% of how you can really make $5,000 in a month. They don't really give you that. They tell you, come take a class. You know, they tell you, oh, come and take my class. Sign up, subscribe, and you can learn along the way, you know. How I got to the point of making $5,000 a day, you know, whatever the fuck it is, you know, it's everybody's game, but it's the relationship that you make with people. You know what I'm saying? You want to have a relationship with anybody that you make in real, you have to find out what that person like, what that person love to do. What makes my relationship successful? We know what we have to do. And I allow my woman to do whatever she have to do, even if it's blowing up balloons, making a flower arrangement, you know what I'm saying? Make whatever it is that she like to do, what she want to do, I allow her to do that, right? And when I say allow, I'm saying allow like I don't fuss and beg and complain about the time, whatever she have to do and when she had to do it. You see what I'm saying? She won't hear that from me. So that's when I'm saying allow. I'm not saying, oh, you can go do it. No, she can do it anyway. The point is, I'm allowing her to have a calm mind to not to even worry about my needs. You see what I'm saying? My woman is not going to worry about my needs when she have to do something, and vice versa. But when we can come together and build and put things together and build and work together to make something for sure successfully, we are success. We have gained that. We have not allowed somebody to come in and put their 2 cents in where it's going to make a judgment in our building. See, a lot of motherfuckers let their mama, their daddies, their kids and shit. Because a bitch will tell you this, and this is real talk, right? The bitch will say, what come first? God, your husband, or your child? A bitch say, my child. Now, you sat here and sucked and you sat here with this man and had a holy mattress and moaning, oh, I extraño bobito, papi. You sat here and had a holy mattress moaning with a man, not your mama, not your daddy or not your kid. Your daddy had you, so he had his own holy mattress and moaning. Hey, y'all, how y'all doing? Welcome in. So now you did yours and created yours, so you gonna put that before the motherfucker who helped you make that motherfucker, because without that man having a holy mattress and moaning, that little bastard wouldn't, so you gonna put that before him? And like I said, your daddy already had his mattress and holy money. And God, who you don't even know, a motherfucker they done made up, and you gonna put that motherfucker before the man? And that's the stupidity we live in. So how you think you gonna have a relationship? How you think your relationship's gonna be good? Your man come first. Just like goddamn me, when vice versa. My woman come first. My woman come first. I'm not finna put my motherfucking kid, because that little motherfucker got to grow up and have his own life. He gonna be fucking and sucking on a motherfucker, or she gonna be fucking and sucking on a motherfucker and not give a fuck about what I gotta say. But you talking about you want a man, you want a relationship. You got to know that first. Your man come first. This motherfucker eating you from the back, goddamn it. And you mean to tell me you gonna put a motherfucker, little badass little motherfucker who don't know shit before me? The motherfucker ain't gonna pay no bill, can't pay that motherfucker, bitch. You gonna put that before me, bitch? Buying you clothes, taking you out to eat, put you in front, and I walk behind you, make sure a motherfucker don't hit you from the front and the back. And you mean to tell me you gonna put that little motherfucker, or a fake ass motherfucker, or this old motherfucker who's doing his thing on his own? Make it make sense. Because y'all can't make it make sense, because you talk about a relationship, what a woman want to do, and what a man's supposed to do, what a woman... Bitch, the first thing that you say, you don't know what a woman's supposed to do. You talking about a motherfucking fictional story come before the man who sat there and helped you create life with God supposed to did. God just don't say, bitch, now you're pregnant. No, and he don't say, hey, nigga, go fuck her so you can get her pregnant. He don't do that. This man helped you create life and you can't even give him the grace. And you wonder why men don't give a fuck right now. Somebody, your co-creator. And you can't even tell him, thank you. Thank you for giving me my son, my daughter. Without you, we couldn't have did this. Half of you, half of me come together as one, which makes a marriage, a true marriage between a man and a woman when you create a child, not a fucking going down there at the courthouse paying boss to have his property. Boss, can I marry her? No, nigga, you can jump over that broom, though. Give me $150. I'll give you a license. And when you mess up, all that property that you didn't collect it with her comes to me. And they tell you the first thing a no good bitch will tell you, I want to get married. Bitch, for what? So a white man could be in our motherfucking business? What you want to get married for? So who you going to make happy? You supposed to be trying to make me happy. Marriage on a piece of paper ain't going to make me happy. A contract with a motherfucking state is not going to make me happy. But the bitch want to get up there and dress up and wonder why you financially fucked. Paying alimony and shit. Bitches paying alimony now. It used to be a man thing paying out. Now bitches out here playing alimony. You want to be like a man so motherfucking much. These niggas out here suing you, bitch. You the breadwinner, right? You the breadwinner. Okay, well, the breadwinner legally got to take care of a motherfucker. Legally got to take care of him. You the breadwinner. So now you got to pay him alimony for a certain amount of years. Now he can take he can get some retirement out of your work check or whatever because y'all been together for all these years and he been sitting up or whatever. Now you the breadwinner. Now you see how men feel. That's what's going on right now. Majority of y'all women seeing how men been feeling for years and years without appreciation. And now it's then rolled back on you. And now you want to sit up there and complain. Why men is this and why the men is that? Why we can't get y'all be there? Y'all that you the one did it. You the one asked for equal rights. We knew goddamn me, what's her name? The Cleavers. Leave it to Beaver Mama and them. Ward Cleaver and all. Remember, we knew the Brady Bunch mother. They had maids and shit. We wanted our women to grow up to have some maids and shit. Like, no. The maids that became slaves again. See, it's one thing when when they left slavery, they went to maids and just to clean up the house and nourishing and all this stuff. Now they didn't went back to slave. They ain't got no clothes on. They got fake hair, weaves, dressed up just like, some type of tramp. You know what I'm saying? Some type of a mayor, right? A mayor horse being sold or being breeded in what you call a breeding plantation. That's what's going on right now. And you wonder why a Mandingo is not trying to choose you. Only selected by boss that you get pregnant. He tell you I got abortion clinics, nickel. You better I cut it off. You ain't nothing getting by. This is the breeding process. But no, I'm wrong. You want to talk about relationships. This is relationship 101, how to have a successful relationship. I'm going to give it to you. I got the answers for you. All the answers you need to having a successful relationship, I got it right here. It ain't hard. Learn what a person like. Learn what a person love. Build together. Don't try to just come in on something. If you can come in some shit and nigga already got some stuff, be leery of it because that motherfucker already established. But anything that's given to you, you ain't going to appreciate. When you work hard from the ground up, what they say from the mud, and then when you get it from the dirt, you get it from the mud, out of the mud, all the way up into something magnificent, man, you appreciate it more. No matter what it is. That's how you got to teach your kids. These kids don't know that. Yeah, these kids don't know how to work hard to get a Nintendo. How to work hard to get a bike for Christmas. How to work hard, to get the survival knife like Rambo. You know what I'm saying? Who remember trying to work hard to get that little infomercial Rambo knife? Huh? Y'all remember how hard you had to work and bottles you had to collect and all type of stuff you go out there and do to hustle up like that? These kids ain't got it in it because they don't teach them that. You ain't got no Bill Cosby show, the Fat Albert, that teach you morals. You ain't got G.I. Joe that teach you morals. You ain't got He-Man that teach you morals at the end of the damn TV series. You ain't got that no more. What you got motherfuckers out here dancing with the devil, twerking on the devil. Going to school singing that song, while he got videos out here twerking on the devil, talking about that's what you got. That's what you got. So all I'm saying, man, welcome in, y'all. We was talking about relationships, and I'm talking about all relationships. It ain't just about men and women. I'm gonna talk about doctors. We can talk about the church relationship, how they don't care. These people talk about they Christians. They don't care. They don't care. They're not in the community. They're not helping the homeless. They're not building for the homeless. They only come out and feed for a tax write-off purposes. But let's go get a bunch of hot dogs and hot dog buns and go out there to MacArthur Park and pass it out and keep the receipt so we can, say that we donated and we did our portion. That's what they do. Ain't no preacher. You can't even tell me the preacher in your community, what's his name? You don't know that. He ain't been around and did nothing and helped nobody or nothing like that. It was once upon a time, you can go to church and you can help people out, man. They put that on, a tax break. They done gave sister $1,200 to get her lights cut back on. That was the tax write-off. But now, what they doing that at? What church you can go to and you can get some help from a church? If anything, they got their hands out. When did God need some motherfucking fake ass white man on a piece of paper? Inked up ass white man on a piece of paper. When did God need that? Can anybody tell me, make it make sense to me? You saying you paying tithes. That says paying tithes of your not of your earning, but of what you didn't, gain from the earth, what you didn't earn from the earth, what you didn't gather from the earth, you didn't grew from the earth. You got berries and cherries. Get 10% of your hard work that you didn't put out and earned inside this land that God made for us. Give it back to the church so they can help. That's what that was for. It wasn't about no damn, give me $1,000 and God gonna bless you. Really? Shit like that motivated me to become the person, to look deep down, to see who this Jesus was. And when I looked down and seen who Jesus was, Jesus in the Bible loved a man named John, a little boy named John. He loved him. That was his lover. He got crucified because he was in the woods with that boy, and Judas kissed them to prove that they was having some type of sexual ritual going on. Some type of homosexual ritual going on, and that's why they drugged him off. That's why his sin was the biggest sin of all. Blasphemy, because you said you was the son of God, but you out here having sex with men in the woods. An abomination when two men together, according to the Torah of that book, not the King James version of the book, but the Torah of the book, what they call the Old Testament of Moses' words. When two men come together like that, it's an abomination. It don't get into the homosexuality when they donated this tribute to King James. This part of this book that they combined it together was a homosexual version. Jesus was crucified for homosexuality. John 19:25 through 27, he tells you right then and there that he loved this man. He appointed this man to as his widow to his mother as he was dying on the cross. This is the same dude, he washing his feet at the table. What kind of man wash another man's feet at the table if they ain't tinky winky like that? Then you got the same God. You talking about your relationship. God is good all the time, but he ordaining molestation on little girls. Numbers 31, 17 through 19. Kill all the boys, period. That's the smallest mother. Everybody say I am is the smallest quote in the Bible. No, it ain't. When God said kill all the boys, period. That was the end. Kill all the boys. That's the smallest one. See, they indoctrinate you with the bull. So then it starts back off and kill all the women who laid with men, with their men, meaning that they devoted to their husbands. But, here go the comma. It says, but, comma, save the little girls for yourself. Now, here go God telling you to say, you didn't murder this little girl family, but save that little girl so you can make her your own. You can make your own nation with this little girl who has no family no more, has no mother, has no brother, has no father, because you then took them away from her. And now you going to be her overseer. This is what God says. He's good all the time. Really? The same motherfucker that murdered the world? How many people was on the earth when he murdered the world, drowned the world, the fish, the birds, how is he good? Make the shit make sense. So now your relationship with a molesting God and a homosexual savior, and you waiting on them to come and give you a blessing? And the shit that they say you doing is a sin. But what about the shit that they did? Didn't Jesus whip some niggas' ass in the church in a marketplace? Then he start beating on the animals with whips and shit for no reason? Then get mad at Peter when they get busted out in the woods and Peter chopped one of the niggas' ears off, and he didn't love it back on. Make it make sense, man. How you gonna have a relationship in a religion when the religion hates you? When the religion lying to you? How you gonna have a relationship like that? How you gonna go to church and somebody sitting dead in your face telling you that the devil is a man, when you can look in the Bible and read that Lucifer was an angel, Satan was a dragon. Satan, aka the devil, was a dragon, the same serpent that was in the Garden of Eden who supposedly deceived Eve. The same one. But Lucifer, who was an angel, had beautiful wings, who can sing, he fell from heaven. But Satan, the devil, the dragon, was cast out with his angels. Oh, he had angels. A dragon who was in heaven had angels, got in a fight with Michael and his angels, and was cast out, while Lucifer didn't like the bullshit that God was doing, and he just fell from heaven. He didn't get cast out. He fell from it. This was the beautiful voice, and he sat on the side. He sat on the side of God's throne. See, y'all, man, the relationships. So you got to watch your relationships when you have with these churches, these pastors and preachers and certain groups. You know what I'm saying? The Alpha Lava gang. You know what I'm saying? The Yahweh Mama Damas and all them motherfuckers, man. You got to watch who you get up on. You know what I'm saying? Who you let around your energy. Because those relationships ain't good relationships. They trying to set your ass back. If your relationship ain't making you do this, I don't care if it's church, I don't care if it's school, I don't care what it is. If it's not making you do this and you here after 10 years, after 5 years, and you ain't got nowhere, you ain't seen nothing but the same progress and still get, man, it's time for you to move on, because you wasting your life. You didn't waste you ain't experienced nothing. Life is about experience, rather if it's good or bad. You know what I'm saying? It's some good coochie out there, it's some bad coochie. I want to experience all of it. It ain't a certain type of coochie I want. I want regular coochie, big coochie, small coochies, 2 coochies, 3 coochies, 4 coochies. I want it all, okay? I want to experience it all. I don't want to sit up here and play around with my life to say, well, you know, I just had 1 coochie in my life and it was just good enough for me. No, nigga. No. I want to see a motherfucking coochie that I could be like, God damn. Now that motherfucker is a coochie. That's a coochie there, boy. You know what I mean? I want that in my life. You ain't gonna stop me because the Amadama God in the sky said you shouldn't do it. By the time you die and find out ain't no motherfucker there and shit like that, you be like, damn, I sure wish I could have did. Man, I did everything I said I wanted to do. I even said I was going to a Chinese restaurant. Man, you know I had a Chinese restaurant? Man, when I go, man, I'm going with a smile on my face. I'm gonna be calm. You wanna know why? Because I did it. When motherfuckers told me I couldn't do it, told me you can't come to Hollywood and be on TV, nigga, check who the fuck I am. Check what the shit I have done. Man, I love myself, man. I love myself and I'm happy, I'm satisfied, and I'm glad I had a relationship with a woman. I found a relationship with a woman who actually worked with me. We work together, we build together, we do things together. It ain't got to be a competition. It ain't got to be, oh, well, you ain't been here for me and I ain't been. None of that. You have your little disputes and spattles and shit because you're climbing up. You know what I'm saying? It get hard when you climb up a hill. You start fussing and nagging and motherfuckers trying to mold the motherfucker. Well, we wouldn't be in this motherfucker for if you didn't want to climb up here, and I'm here with your motherfucking ass right now, and we climb the hill together. You know what I'm saying? God damn it. Now you shut the fuck up and keep on. You gonna have those. That's the motivation speeches. Some y'all got different ways of motivating each other. You know what I'm saying? I like motivating my girl with a certain type of shit. You know what I'm saying? And be in a certain type of way to get her on us shit or whatever. However I do it. Right? But you have that in relationships where, you know, you're going to have a little frustration trying to climb up a motherfucking mountain. You know what I'm saying? And it's a mountain with snow on it. So you slipping and falling. So it's going to be some goddamn it. You know what I'm saying? Oh, damn, I hurt myself for it. You know what I'm saying? Well, come on now, hurry up. You can't be bullshit. You can't be weak. Now, you're going to have those days in a relationship. But when you get up to that top, you know how good it feels when y'all both there? When you both at that top and you sitting back and you looking at the shit that y'all done did? Nigga, from the top. Look, man, just imagine this. I'm just saying for real, from my point of view, right? Me and my girl met each other. I was 24. She was like probably like 26, 25, something like that. You know, something like that. 20, 25. I was 23, turning 24, some shit like that. So put your mind, boom. From this point, we 50, right? I'm 50, she 52. So check this out. From being in our 20s, right, to now, to the shit that we didn't accomplish all the way through that shit, and we can sit back, no matter if it's just looking at them little badass fucking grandkids or looking at all the successful things that we have done, literally completing this shit. What we gonna argue about? What we gonna fuss about? We done already did the most hardful thing to do was to stay together through hard times. So now once the hard times is over with, ain't nothing else but shit trying to find out how to get some more good times. You know what I'm saying? That's all that is, finding out how to get good times now. So you know what? Good times could be just jumping on the train and riding to Seattle. That's a good time. Getting off, taking pictures, meeting certain motherfuckers, having a cigarette somewhere, eating the motherfucker and coming your funky ass back home. That's a good time. You understand what I'm saying? Now, it might have been a 4-5 day event of having a good time, but you went and did it. You ain't sitting your monkey ass around sitting there groping and wondering why the fuck these motherfuckers over here doing that and why the fuck they on Instagram, TikTok doing this and doing. You ain't got to worry about that because you want to know why? You found out new ways of making you happy because you already been through the bad shit together. The bad shit over with. Do y'all know shit can happen. But what I'm saying is, don't you know, once you get over certain bad shit, it never happened again? Do y'all know that? And even if it happened again, you already know how to counter that. You already have the experience of going through life, knowing that right there so you can handle it even more better and faster. See, the problem is with a lot of things that we go through, we don't know nothing about it. Once we learn something about it and go over that hump, we cool. It ain't so bad. You ain't got to go and do bad things to yourself because you ain't think you accomplished nothing. A lot of motherfuckers just don't get it accomplished, then they want to do shit to themselves. They want to hurt themselves and stuff. And that's when you get, the mental illness and stuff start kicking in because it's mental. It's mental, nigga. You having a mental breakdown of you thinking too much. Sometimes you got to have another motherfucker to make your relationship to share that thought, share that idea, share that problem with. See, y'all motherfuckers want to sit there and mope. And it's just me. I got to take care of the kids all by myself. I got to do this. I got to do that. And that's why you go crazy.
If you be like, fuck it, I'm going to send you to your daddy. Where are the bitches that's doing that? Since y'all ain't being mean or spiteful and don't want your kids, you always complain about why you got to do it by yourself. Why the fuck you don't send it to your daddy? Where are these bitches at that sit up here, run their motherfucking mouth all the time about daddies ain't in their life, your daddy won't do this, but bitch, you won't even give the kids to him. You want him the way you want him. If you really want your life together and you want these kids to have life, send them to the motherfucking daddy if you're doing better. Fuck you sitting up there trying to take all the heavy weight for when you could send it to the daddy. Evidently, the daddy doing good. He got a good woman. He ain't worried about shit. But you sitting up there groping and mad because he got a good woman. Somebody will take care of your kids because you can't take care of them. You don't want to be ashamed. So you want to sit up there and go get welfare. You want to go get child support and all that. No, let's keep it 100. got a good baby daddy, but you won't let him be a good baby daddy. Why y'all think that on Boys in the Hood, first thing she did was, I done made a deal with your ass, and I told you, when you mess up again, you're going to see your daddy. He told Trey, you're going to stay with your daddy. Oh, who wrote this? Trey Styles. You got to work on your handwriting. Remember she said that on Boys in the Hood? Yeah. Want to know why? Because when she can't handle him, she got to send him right. Because she couldn't, she was going, you know, she was trying to work, go to school, all this stuff. And what she do? She give him to the daddy. Now, when she get her life together, now she want him back. You see what I'm saying? That ain't the problem. Y'all can work that out. But if he want to come, he can come. If not, it's not, or whatever, however what it is. You know what I'm saying? But the point is, she was woman enough to give his son to him so he can raise when she wasn't doing good. Now that she doing good, she want to contribute. It's cool to contribute, buy him shoes and shit like that, whatever. But, you know, he just got the basic life. He don't need too much of nothing. You know what I'm saying? Because he already established him as a man. That's why he made that decision. Give me the gun, Trey. You know what I'm saying? You know, you gonna want to go out there and be like, look, Chris, or Doughboy or something, huh? You know, he already established it with his son. So even though his son jumped in that car and rolled off, he thought about it. He said, yo, Doe, let me out. Yo, Doe, let me out. Because he knew his daddy was hearing his daddy echo because his daddy raised him right. So when you sitting up there, you talking about a relationship, stop thinking that you're in a relationship with your little boys and look in the relationship that you had with that man to make that baby. And that's all I got to say about that, man. I love y'all, man. Thanks for listening to me. I know I probably talk a little crazy. Y'all didn't hit no likes too much. And that's cool. That's all right. I'm not here for the likes. I'm here for the lesson, right? It might be a mess, but don't listen to the mess. Listen to the message. Listen to the message.